locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
Found myself feeling for a flow to fiddle with a risky foreign format. Bro to rap to rap definitions of a real rapper ripping real rap. Channeling the Cheeto chopping challenge, cheeky shots that I've seen stack. Hanging with the new domain, hanging up skill and fitting in a new track. A-E-I-O-U, nothing but I choose to give you all that. Words worth work with me when I whip the wrist and lay it all flat. Walk with me, go down the block to see where I've been and where I'm going at. Then test to tell me your testament of how you think that I've gone whack. Things change and I don't change for change, but it would be strange if I just hold back. Not move mighty, molding matter, making modern masterpieces like I do black. Being wonderful with works, waking watchers, winning in whatever I do. Fact, weak who me, nah son, I'm what the game needs and what we lack. I'm wild, feel it, I'm wild, feel it. You need me, I'm water, fitting in whatever like water. Can't push or pull me like water. Can't live without me, I'm water. Can't sink or drown me like water. You need me, I'm water, 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 I'm water. Get a grip and grow, grind, grill and go. Grab life by the gonad. Master moves and make music, move the masses, motivate and make them go mad. Test, stretch, rest, best, be yourself, bless, boss, better be back. Break rules, lose fools, do coups, make news, never lose track. Cooking, climbing out the comfort corner causes creativity to be fed. Feed form, venture far from what you done, what you did's dead. Be the God you know you can become and lead your legacy and never be scared. They'll always talk, you always walk, chalk them out using this land. Cause you wild, feel it, cause you wild, feel it. You need me, I'm water, fitting in whatever like water. Can't push or pull me like water. Can't live without me, I'm water. Can't sink or drown me like water. You need me, I'm water, 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 I'm water.
You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Locked in the Lab. I'm your host, Arsenic Beats. Episode 3 already. Yo. Anyway, this week I'm gonna make sure once again that I bring some dope music. I also have some interviews this week, so there's gonna be a little bit more talking than usual. But there's gonna be some really dope music as well, as usual. We touch base with Australian producer who's based in Berlin now, that I met through doing the show. Actually, someone suggested that he submitted some music, and he did that, and I played some of his stuff in the second episode. He's a producer by the name of ColDrip, and yeah, so I basically touched base with him, sent him a couple of questions, and he let me know what's up and how he's been doing and how he's been keeping himself occupied, what he's been going through as a creative during this lockdown. I know it's been different for all of us, whether you're creative or not, but the the perspective is obviously going to be more from the creative one. And then we also touch base with Eff, who just released something on the 27th of April on Freedom Day. Yeah, where we were all chilling at home during Freedom Day, locked up. But yeah, that aside, he released an awesome 3-track project with producer Dave Beats, and we speak to him a little bit more about that project, and he lets us in on kind of his thoughts behind putting it together and where he's at the moment as an artist. So yeah, that's basically going to be the episode. That's the episode in a nutshell. But we're going to keep it moving and go on to the next song, which is something by eLsurai, also someone we featured, I think, in the first episode. This is something different by the song called Rosie. And yeah, I mean, just listen to that voice. It's just that nice, head nod, chilled out kind of vibe, which is exactly the headspace that I'm in right now. So hopefully you can enjoy too. You're locked in the lab. I'm Arsenic Beats.
Beautiful Rosie, in the center you'll find my seed. Don't be afraid to disperse them. Make sure to spread beauty like me. Travel far across oceans, travel with the birds and bees. Mix me in love potions, I can be everything that you need. Petals falling on the sidewalk street. Ivy, roses falling down to my feet. Beautiful rose, oh, she was given to me. I pricked my finger on her thorns. She didn't flinch when she saw me bleed. Instead she looked up to the giver and asked, why would you give her me? Her tears will make me wither when you break her heart piece by piece. Petals falling down the sidewalk street. I'll be roses falling down to his feet. So I cried for a long time, but she flourished bright and white. So I put her in my head and stepped out into the night. I spun around in circles, catching glimpses of dear Rose and I, in the hopes that I fly up to heaven and leave my pain far behind. I don't know if that's gonna sound right, but whatever.
Running without matter, we are wisdom of the sky. We have arrived. We have arrived.
hape qapi buqaqa khwa la matha khwasula la di khwase wa se go bane no mano di so la bane ha ye ga ye di tabe di taba ye wa gane ye ge go mo di bano no mano di tale tale de jemin to gane khala la di mamelane go da di vere gane de ge go dale khale khanya pa vidole ta me go tule re gane khaka vidole faza sole de gudi chabe chaka Bumore sale khoto bubame gabe tsamaya la mo tsamaitsela ha ke go bale ke mathatse ke re sane tsela ha ke tlale ke mo diba fatani tata veridi lanye ga unyane la khotso tjaba ga se loname fi ha wa tla fatse ho tlola tlhatse gota di sheba fatse di ata fatse di tswana tlhatse kuba tate kgolego o go di fatse tshisa gana re yana la go ta di tshedi ba ke tsena
kudala sakhuliswa Koko balomculo dala basikhulisa balomculo wabuthi kudala sakhuliswa Koko balomculo dala basikhulisa balomculo wabuthi
Some may call it the music of the people, infusing artists into when music bars we weave through into an arc epistles of you regard official. I'm doing raw, well if you look apart, we issued it to the book of Ra. See the truth as far as humans are concerned, in pursuit of large deducive art in turn. Well if put to task would it lost the purge? Well I could have thought that if the music stars were urged to actually try and do their jobs. I mean the mere fact Lisa Fulaka and I now recruit Rakhats due to start pushing hard, doing what fewer tasks prove that God truly does exist. Well that's if you only look and start looking past the few on top. Abanye bathi silandelisa ndizokhokho who were cast as new gods put in charge to evolve. Good improv over millennia of grooming stars for you to watch.
kudala sakhuliswa Koko balomculo kudala basikhulisa balomculo wabuthi kudala sakhuliswa Koko balomculo kudala basikhulisa balomculo wabuthi
This is Flow of Exposure, and you are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
We back. I'm Arsenic Beats and you locked in the lab. That was something by Nobody for President, something called Badimo, and they actually a crew that came together. I first heard of them maybe a couple of years ago and was shocked to find out the one MC from the crew is from a hip-hop group that used to be very active in Cape Town a few years ago called Archetypes, and he's Lolo. And you know, big ups to them because you know they bring in a nice chilled out fresh flavor mix of everything, and they're also doing and bringing lots of positive vibes. They also asked if I can mention to you guys a feeding scheme that they started out in Googs, where they are feeding 30 families, you know. And I mean, during this time, you know, every little bit counts if you can help out other people that are in need, and that's exactly what they are doing for 30 people. It's a feeding scheme that they started in partnership with Teba Shumba, Teba, the original social worker, you know, and pushing some good positive vibes into the community. I actually saw a video on their Facebook page, and they have this awesome garden where they're growing all these veggies and fresh produce. So they asked me to let you guys know if you want to contribute or in some way to the cause. You can check the details. It'll be on your screen at the moment, and you can contact Teba for more information about that. And for the next segment, we're gonna go to an interview, a short little interview with the producer ColDrip. He's a guy from Australia that's based in Berlin at the moment, and I touched base with him to find out how this lockdown has been treating him, and kind of what's been up and all that kind of thing. So we're gonna cross over to that interview right now, so keep it locked in the lab. How has the lockdown affected your work as an artist?
The lockdown hasn't really affected me as an artist because I make my music at home, so it was not that big of a problem for me, so I was still able to create. The other thing would be live shows, but since now with what's happening, a lot of crews are just having live streams, which I've done with the Deck to Deck crew in Berlin. So it's been really good, still being able to show my music, and yeah.
Have you still been able to remain creative as an artist?
I've actually had a lot of time to be creative. I've been focusing on a lot of other stuff just with trying to keep myself financially stable because I've lost work during this lockdown, which has been really hard, but I'm still just trying to find ways just to be creative, just so I can distract myself and focus on other stuff. And also it feels nice being able to create something.
So will there be any new music coming out soon?
I actually released a beat tape called I Enjoy Making These Beats about a month ago, because since I've lost work, like I said in the second question, I'm just a bit financially all over the place. So I dropped it on Bandcamp, and it's just like a €3 album, and it just has the beats that I really enjoyed making throughout the years of producing. But yeah, that's just on my Bandcamp, ColDrip Bandcamp. It'll be literally the first album you see when you click on my account.
Big ups to ColDrip for taking the time out to answer some of those questions. As you can hear, there's kind of mixed vibes from his side. He's able to create, but he's also dealing with losing some work as well, and trying to find that balance, and yeah, it's kind of crazy, and I'm glad that I could touch base with someone on the other side of the world to get their perspective as well. So later on we gonna be speaking to Eff, and he will let us know more about his latest release called Agua, and some interesting songs on that one. It's a 3-track project that he put together with Dave Beats. For now, we're gonna keep it moving and go on to something by Auriol. It's actually a double play from her. Keep it locked. We'll be back after this.
Yo, this is Cheddar Knight. Big ups to Metalloid Lab Productions for a dope show. Locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
What did you do it? And what was that again? You silly little boy. fuckery. Why do I do it? Why do I do it? I call him up when I'm in trouble. I call him up when I am blue. He knows the names of all my sorrows. The man I loved was never you. Why did I do it? And what was that again? I was playing with your heart, and I really felt no shame. Oh, I used you, baby, boo. And my love was never true. What is this fuckery? Why do I do this to you? Why do you do this to me? What is this fuckery? Why do I do this to you? Why do you do this to me? In the end, the lies we tell come knocking at our door until we can't anymore. In the end, the lies we tell come knocking at our door until we can't no more. What is this fuckery? The things we do, you and me. Things we say, they never go away. What is this fuckery?
Locked in the lab.
Got my finger on the trigger.
After all these years, I guess I just can't tell. Are you loving me or just yourself? What about all those promises you made? Should I wait or should I simply look away? Maybe I should take a risk and see just what comes of this. So, got my finger on the trigger, what you gonna do? Got my finger on the trigger, you better be true. Got my finger on the trigger. Got my finger on the trigger. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da.
Got my finger on the trigger.
Seems that you have been trained on so well. All those secrets and you just won't tell me. Guess I'm gonna have to use a bigger gun. Can't have you on the streets, you'll be on the run. Are you secret agents? Hear me. Those who love their lives so dearly better open up, 'cause I got my finger on the trigger. 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 Boy, you better be true. Oh, oh, oh. Hey. Everybody's telling me what's going on, and the things that you do just seem so wrong. I'm giving you a moment. Say what you gotta say, baby.
Got my finger on the trigger. Got my finger on the trigger.
After all these years, I guess I just can't tell the lines between the truth and lies. You blur so well. And after watching you for such a long, long time, I know I have no other choice. I gotta get you in line. So I got my finger on the trigger. 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 You better be true. You better be true.
Hey, this is Auriol Hayes, and you are currently locked in the lab, darlings, with Arsenic Beats. Enjoy.
That's right. You are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. That was something by Auriol Hayes. It was actually a double play. The first one was called What Is This Fuckery? I think we can all appreciate the title of that one. And then we ended it off with one called Finger on the Trigger. Did you hear there towards the end? She's like busting a rap, right? It sounds like she's busting a rap. Anyway, those were two unreleased tracks according to what she was telling me. So I don't know if most of you know that most of the songs that I've been sourcing, I've actually been reaching out straight to the artists, because I kind of have an open submission thing, and a few people submitted here or there, but it's kind of been slow, so I've been kind of pushing the matter and approaching the artist directly. And yeah, in this case, I messaged Auriol, and she was just like, she sent me these two tracks, and they produced by Seth Gray. Really, really nice stuff on that one as well. And I mean, I think it's just dope that artists are just opening up and being cool with me playing stuff, and I appreciate all of them and their willingness to help start this platform that I've been working on. And so big ups to them, and let's see. Yeah, so that actually, talking about the music submission thing, if you are listening right now and you have music and you think it fits the format and it'll fit in nicely for the show, please send me your music. You can send it to metaloidlab@gmail.com. I think I will have some details up if the Gmail address is not up, and then you can just send a message to the WhatsApp and find out there how you can submit, because this platform, it works because of the dope music that you guys are sending me and that artists are willing to let me play. So next up, as promised, we're gonna go to an interview that I had with Eff. Well, I sent him questions and he sent me voice note responses and stuff. But anyway, I formatted like kind of an interview to keep it nice and keep you nice and entertained, But he released a 3-track EP in collaboration with Dave Beats from Beat Sampras, and the project is called Agua. So I caught up with him to find out more about the EP and basically find out more about how this lockdown has also been treating him as an artist. So let's go over to that interview. We'll be back. This is Locked in the Lab, and I'm your host, Arsenic Beats. So, firstly, can you tell me how the lockdown has affected your work as a creative?
Well, it's just put certain limits on it, meaning I'm unable to go perform outside. I'm not allowed to be in, in a concert or show environment. But it has not put any limits in terms of productivity from a creation standpoint. I've been writing while I've managed to get a recording set up, even though it's not ideal. But yeah, I choose to focus on the positives, meaning that as long as I have a hand, a pen, and a pad, I'm able to create. And then when the opportunity comes to go stand in a proper studio and record, and then get music mixed and mastered, get ready for releases, is gonna happen. So it's just a matter of that gap happening, and then things will keep on moving.
So, have you still been able to be creative during the lockdown?
Yes, indeed. I feel like this time I feel like it's just spending a lot of time with self, without any of the other distractions that you usually have every other day, having to be out, having to go meet people, doing certain meetings. Yes, indeed, that's all your livelihood and how you get paid. But I mean, it is what it is. We know what's happening out there. So, with that being the case, I feel like this opportunity has just given me time to just be with myself and just dig deep and really continue writing and also finish all the things I had started with in terms of, the projects that I started writing a while ago that never got finished. I've managed to catch up on most of them and started creating and working on new stuff already while getting ready for this release that just happened today on the 27th of April.
So, can you tell us a little bit more about your new 3-song EP titled Agua?
I've just released a new EP called Agua, which means water. It has 3 songs titled Water, Duju, and X-Files. I chose Freedom Day to let the music free because I just thought it was just perfect. I chose to do 3 songs because I feel like it's not too long and it's not too short, and it allows me to give you enough diversity for you to get an idea of what it is that I do. The whole concept behind this particular project is just to be free and explore avenues that people, have never actually seen me explore. I'm known by those who do know me for being a boom bap rapper. But I always just say that's what I choose and that's what I love. But I'm not limited to anything. I love music. I consider myself a musician because I am free in that way. I don't mind adventuring and discovering new sounds. Yes, indeed, I do want them to be linked to the music that I choose, that I love, that I'm associated with, which is hip hop. But there are no limits to that for me. If it's good, if my soul can vibe with it, then I'm down to do it. So the concept for this one was just to mess around with the sound that nobody has actually heard me do, a current and young sound. And even in the subject matter, I discussed that because I also had challenges from people asking me, but would you be able to make music? Would you like stand the test of time? And I said, yeah. First of all, I think that all music I make with the intention of being timeless. That even if I had to mess with the current sound, I would want a timeless current sound. And I think I found that. That's the only reason I worked on it, is because I think it is that. So yeah, I also had an opportunity to work with the producer Dave Beats at Dave Beats. If you want to follow him on Instagram, he's part of Beat Sampras, Cape Town duo. He's an amazing producer, and I worked with him for all these tracks for this entire project. Yeah, he produced all of them. It was really cool. We had been talking about working together for a while, and finally the opportunity presented itself. And here we are. We just did that. I was also blessed to have Tiffany Joseph on the vocals for X-Files. Amazing, amazing, amazing lady. If you don't know about her, go follow her on all her platforms. She's a great songstress, voice of an angel, and I'm pretty sure we'll make some more work happen.
Can we expect some more music from you during 2020?
Yes, 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 yes. There will be more music in 2020. 2020 is definitely 2020 from me. I'm going to be releasing a lot of projects, I think, under this format of 3 songs. I just found it to be powerful. Almighty Trinity. And like I said, it's because it's not too much in terms of attention. It's attention demand. and yet it's also enough to give you nice diversity. And so, yeah, I'm just being fair. There's so much to listen to in the world, and I feel like 3 songs is good enough to just steal your attention for a while. Then you can go give everybody else some attention, and then you come back to me, you know? That's the idea. But definitely, there'll be a lot more projects with a lot of very interesting um, producers and other musicians that you might know, or, you know, people like Johnny Filter, got people like God Soul, which is who's known as G Soul. I've got things with Jid's Finger, some stuff maybe with Kanye. So there's going to be quite a lot of stuff. Maybe some stuff with Kush Solomon from PE. Yeah, I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of music though. You can believe that.
Mad love and respect to the brother Eff for sharing some of his thoughts with us and taking the time to let us know more about his EP that you can go get now. It's out on all platforms. All platforms. I'm not even going to mention it. There's too many to mention. It's out on all of them. The project is called Agua. His details was up on the screen, and you can find out more and go check him out on Instagram and also on Spotify if you want to go start a playlist of all of his music or whatever you want to do. Main thing is just support all the artists whose music you heard on throughout the show as well. And you know, that's just what we have to do. It's our duty, especially during this lockdown. You know, many artists who have relied on live performances, that has kind of been cut off, and not everybody has the equipment or the ability to do the live streaming thing. So, you know, if you have the ability to play some of their music, to download, to buy, to do anything of the sort, you know, do that. Every little bit counts towards the artist. And it's something similar to what Bandcamp is doing at the moment for the next couple of Fridays, the first Fridays of each month up until July. They're waiving all their 15% cut. They're not taking it on those days, and all money is going straight to the artist. So if you know any artists on Bandcamp, go on there and go buy their music. You know, it's just the vibe. Anyway, we're gonna keep it moving and go on to the next track, which is something by Def F off the Agua project called X-Files, and it features Tiffany Joseph. I'm Arsenic Beats, and you are locked in the lab.
Yo, I go by the name of Def F, and you are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord.
Young and single, ready to mingle, like it's simple, keen as a whistle, glistening crystal, sweet as a skittle, naughty just a little, sharp as a needle, Mind is nimble, never feeble, tough as a riddle, easy as pizzle, light as a drizzle. Appearance regal, shouldn't be legal. Space she occupies is blessed, adorn it with grace. You think she's head of housing, how she put you in your place. I've seen them chase, but she ain't running, you can't set a pace. Sit down and relax, and maybe you the one she'll choose to face. In which case it's only fun, smiles all the time. I'm talking fine dining, conversations, all the wine. Massages, kisses, and touches that tingle in your spine. Why want you this much fun when you were mine? Dang. Why want you this much fun when you were mine?
Damn, for every time there's love, let them grow. Damn if you could, damn if you won't. Regret came a little too late, regret came a little too late, came a little too late.
Pictures and stitches of laughter picturing silly us. Been through pieces of serious, vicious and ridiculous cycles like cycles, mixing our moods and making the shittiest experience. Passive, aggressive, insidious. Silence was my chosen device of dealing, thought it ingenious, hilarious. Sometimes I can't help but look back and pity us. The levels of stress, depressed and suppressed in us. The energy and beauty that nowadays I can see in us. Your air is easy, I'm dizzy, Gillespie in my mind. I'm improvising, you're easy for any plan I find. You're always busy but fondly fitting me in just fine. Your aura's powerful, pleasant, and the addictive kind. I miss your essence and presence in the craziest times. Your nature's always positive, like when the stars align. Why want you this much fun when you were mine? Maybe you always were, baby, and I was just blind.
Damn if you do, damn you always were, and I was blind. Damn for every time there's love, let them grow. Damn if you could, damn if you won't. Regret came a little too late, regret came a little too late, came a little too late. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Damn for every time there's love, let them grow. Damn if you could, damn if you won't. Regret came a little too late, regret came a little too late, came a little too late.
Peace and love, everyone. This is Tiffany Joseph, and you are locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.
Actually, most times. Dalil on production. Christian. Cheddar. Kimberly. As a traveling man, I'm most deaf, trying to make memories, not mistake enemies for friends of me. I'm mistakes with old friends of me. Energies gained from a centerpiece, the masterpiece made me gain inner peace from a gentle niece, a speech stress released. Not much time spent with my bloodline in the sunshine makes me wonder when I'll go under. When's once time, but mom's sun shines. Clouds that were once gathered are now scattered. Memorable things that once happened at the time now matter. In the past, pathways were paved, but sometimes I go astray, and my bars make dark alleyways glow like day. Each one teach one, each one seeks some wisdom. So listen and continue providing some upliftment for the children and the ignorant. I must admit at times I'm ignorant too, but still different, facing difficulties in maintaining innocence. I let my mind go, thoughts flow like hydro, then I reminisce like drinking lemon twist and spice go.
As I let my mind go, my eyes low from the hydro, I fly low, I'm center stage and life is like a side show.
I let my mind go, I reap what I sow, so I'll sow hip-hop, a lyric jersey when I'm old.
As I let my mind go on a high note, on the hydro, my eyes glow from the life flow. There's nothing I know, there's nothing I know. Feel I can, invited speaker, still an asylum seeker. Mother said that I'm the finest creature. Average Joe with a heart, left my goals to be my sister's keeper. A toast to life, so grin, sown the seeds, and I know the reaper. L'chaim, if you can keep us, so keep up. Gold miner leaguer, Napoleon complex, brought Caesar's thesis. Puzzled in our flat as I try to fit the pieces. My geezer is like Jesus, you don't need this take. Hark, your fathers were potato farmers, we don't need starch. Ambiguous ancestors in my genes, I see a lot of creases. At least we made marks that were trademark in the graveyard. Hail Marys and armies in the safari, we all game in this park. There's no heroes, only cheat codes. Guess I'll insert a coin and press start. As I let my mind go, my eyes low from the hydro. I fly low, I'm center stage, and life is like a
I
side
let
show.
my mind go, thoughts flow like hydro. Then I reminisce like drinking lemon twist and spice.
As I let my mind go on a high note on the hydro, my eyes glow from the life flow. There's
I
nothing
let
I
my
know.
mind go, I reap what I sow. So
nothing
I'll
I
sow hip hop,
know.
a lyric jersey when I'm old.
You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats. That's right. That was the sounds of Jedi Knight, a song called Mine Goes. Excuse me, featuring Kim Venti and Christian. And on the beat we had Dalil. Awesome track with that one. Released a little bit, I think maybe about a year or two back, but still a really nice one. And that one is available on Jedi Knight's Spotify page and all over online as well, you know. You can find him online. All the details and social media info for all of the artists will be in the description of this, so you can check that out. So there's no excuse for you not to support, you know what I mean. All the info is there. Make sure that you do best and support their music. So I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in since episode 1, everybody that's kind of even if you just tuned into this one, you know, big ups to you. Please spread the word and let other artists know. I'm trying to let the platform kind of grow as organically as possible. Have artists send me their music, and the submission process is nothing too hectic, and the criteria is just as long as I dig it and that I feel that it will work. So chilled out stuff, up tempo stuff, just as long as it's feel good and positive vibes, you know. And I'm sure people will resonate with that. And that brings us to the end of the show. I'm gonna end the show off with something that I created. I came up with this concept a week or two after the lockdown started, where I had this beat and I sent it to a couple of MCs, and the idea was to have them rhyme into a 16-bar verse on there, and I would get their verses, arrange it, and create a brand new track. And yeah, that happened. It's already playing in the background. It's not supposed to be playing in the background. I will stop it. Anyway, the track came out awesome. We had Chadley Bucas on the bass. Just added that little cherry on the top there. And the song is called The Lockdown Cypher. It features Jerome Rex, Jedi Knight, Flow of Exposure, Jitsvinger, and Batala from Germany. And what was dope was that all the artists thankfully had a setup of their own at home where they were able to record. Jitsvinger had a couple of technical issues with his setup, but we thought of a way where he could do it as well, which is basically recording it onto his phone, you know, have the beat play into his headphones from one source and then record his vocals to his phone onto a voice note of some sort. and send me the vocals. Lo and behold, it worked, and his verse came out awesome. It's clear, it's audible, and everybody just over-delivered, in my opinion, on this track, and it came out pure fire. We're going to end the show on that, and make sure to go check each and every artist on this song and in the entire show. Go check them out, support them, and make sure you look out for episode 4 of Locked in the Lab. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Arsenic Beats, and I'm out. Peace.
Fellow South Africans, the National Coronavirus Command Council has decided to enforce a nationwide lockdown.
My binnekring se vriende bly bidend as ons die sinne wy. Militant die hele punt is hou 'n singelheid. Muntend om verskille te plunder en sal die blindes lei. Purpose in jou binneste wil en die wysheid bring dit uit. Sinne missinne laat liewe slange so maar sidder. Kom springende dinge as ek gesange so wil slinger ek. Suggereer eerder as soebat. So ver van oppervlakkig soos 'n skrywer wat skuba. Verras basies glasvakies hou dit pragmaties as jou kop reis. Sal ek het basmati, ons hoop is reeds 'n teiken. Hoe is besteek feite, maar my tong klap en my strofe is 'n streep suiker. Tussenin verminder ons bindingsie, want ons wil dit by uitvinding ryk. Deel ons se gawes het soos welwillendheid. Tussen ons kinders te vind weg soos 'n eening by sink alle geskille, want willens hulle moet binne bly.
Jy, you better get that kettle boy cleaning the game up, the shady and the metalloid. There's no wait, cause the kettle's boiled, cause to follow dreams is the type of shit that men avoid. My raps give you life, boy, but the rest of my rhymes get slept on like my koi. The dark night, I'm the real McCoy. Kill the joy, pass the light, didn't mean to kill the joy. I murder this, wanted for possession of dope raps like Julian and Myrtle spliffs. Search my shit, listen with attentiveness. I disperse some scripts for sheep that never heard of this. From the heart like a charity, I'll still kill a whack MC and weigh him as a casualty. Sanitize with insanity, they vandalize humanity, so keep it locked down like chastity.
I give it all I got till I hit the top. I don't pay no mind to haters, they want what I got. Hard work and dedication, I will never stop. No, all these flows are so indigenous. Don't scream murder, cause I be killing the show, not a learner. I've been a motherfucking pro, just in case you didn't know. Now you know, man, I got that boom bap deep down in my soul. You hear them shots, now it's lockdown, the cops out. I'm going insane, stuck in my house. This beat got a nice bounce. Arsenic Beats gets a shout out for putting me on this. So you better know I'ma talk my shit. 2 words I'm never saying is I quit. I'll never fade cause my flow's so timeless. And for a hater this is so hard to digest. Yes I know, man, I'm killing these rappers, don't even need to be battling. When I spit it so magical, speak life into mannequins. Actually I'm a little bit sick in the head, and no I'm not looking for sympathy, man, this is my ability. I got 2 minds, word to the Gemini's. I ain't no limit soldier, got bombs in the pipeline. Proceed with caution before you step on landmines, cause if you don't then it's bye-bye, bitch.
Die pen bly roe, die limbs ny soe. Die lens bly loe, die bek bly spoeg. Medicate sonder vaccine, die buisvoeke soos 'n film met hoeke edit my face life glue. So siek as soos 'n hongerbord, lieg soos politiek beloftes, dip in die soos van die prophet se kos. Musiek is die weapon of choice, die beat van Nessa, met 16 diep is wat ek employ. Sakkie messe, ek klap nakkers, we gladde bekke kraak, bitte in parlement met karate repo. Sy moet stapel gekkes, my kanko steek meer flows as groceries van 'n banke preppe. Well, daar is 'n feit, vir die stak klauwes en die schaat grauwes, pan ek bevangen wat self isolate. Hoe lyk het die nieuwe smokkel? 'n stoilepijpe nog of hy poppel is fokkel sy, die jol is hy.
Fellow South Africans, this evening I stand before you to ask you to endure even longer. The National Coronavirus Command Council has decided to extend the nationwide lockdown by a further 2 weeks.
Wir haben diese Beschlüsse nach intensiven Abstimmungen und Beratungen gefasst und sie verändern natürlich für eine bestimmte Zeit unseren Alltag, immer mit dem Ziel, Kontakte zu minimieren, Dinge zu verlangsamen und Kontakte zu vermeiden.
Panik und Angst, der Magen verkrampft, die Tage sind lang, alle warten gebannt, bis sich die Lage entspannt. Kein Vaterland, nur Mutter Erde, ein Luxuswerte für Sorge, Nächstenliebe. Wir formen, was letztlich diese Zeit ausmacht im kleinen Kampf vor der Geisterstadt. Jede Eigenschaft ist deine Kraft, die beispielhaft für das Weigenblatt, für das steht, was uns als nackte Menschen zeigt. Menschlichkeit wie Tenzing steigt man länderweit in ein fremdes Reich der Menschlichkeit. Kein Mount Everest, denn zu Hause sitzt man fest, wer die Augen auflässt, sieht Unglaubliches. Wie Kevin allein, doch Arsenic vereint mit Lockdown, Top Sound, Cypher MCs, Meisterbeats und Time für die kleinen Pausen, die wir einfach brauchen, denn wir wollen frei nach draußen.
Lockdown. This means that most of the existing lockdown measures will remain in force.
You are now locked in the lab with Arsenic Beats.